What's up, and the Sword? We are here. We're going to pick some brackets. I'm here with Adam.
Yeah,
what's going on, brother?
What's up, everybody? Yes, the heat is set on 70.
I
didn't know who we were going. Just on it. He's like, I'm cold. I'm like, well, I had the heat on 68.
What's going on, man?
What's up? Doing? Oh, doing all right so far tonight.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday, right?
It is a Tuesday.
That is right. All right, so chat. I'm putting a quick poll up in here. Which number one seed will lose first? Let's see what you guys got for this. All right, we're gonna go through each of the sections here, and we're kind of breaking down the best we can. I don't really know a ton. I just like to do this. It's fun. So, Let's see. We have UNC. We have Houston. We have UConn, and we have Purdue. You know what I found really interesting, Adam, is that how many number one seeds did not win their conference tournaments, because I think they said it was something like 11 out of like 51 or 52 conferences, only 11 number one seeds won, which I find that really crazy, because usually it's not like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were talking a little before, and like I said, I think the only team that I think's really been consistent is UConn.
Yeah.
And then they won their conference tournament.
They did. Yeah.
Purdue, everybody else lost.
Yeah. And I mean, Houston had a really good season too. But they got smoked in the semifinals, so I don't know. Or was it the semifinal or final they lost?
I think it was the semifinals.
It was the semi, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, semifinals they got.
Yeah, they didn't make it into the final.
Yeah, Carrie said they didn't make it into the final.
We were actually watching that game. That's the only reason why I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one weekend of college basketball that I actually sit there and actually start watching. So I'm like, I should probably know a little bit if I'm going to fill all these brackets out.
I know some. I mean, not a ton, but me and Brad do follow college basketball.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I've been watching some of the conference tournaments, and I check the scores, and if the games are close, I check them out. But as you know, I'm a U of L fan, so
yeah,
they're not.
They did not do wonderfully this year. Well, again, and I guess if I had to pick a team, I'd be a Buckeyes fan, and they were terrible too. So
yeah, they weren't great either.
You've had multiple times 4 games going on at one time.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
I'm going with mascots. That's how I'm picking my teams.
Yeah, Brad says, huh? I'll take a little bit. That's a lot.
Plate now.
That's a lot. You don't need to give me that much. You can keep your plate and just give me like half of what you got.
Pre-gaming.
That's a whole lot going down over here. Brad's like, you have a better chance of winning a pool if you have no idea about basketball.
This is true.
Like I said, I'll go live whenever, but it's just like there's things that it just never stops over, especially because we are so far away from where we live, where we work, and if we work, see, like we'll get to work early, right? And then we'll sneak out at like 3:55 and be home by 4:30. If we leave today like at 4:20, we're home at like closer to 6.
Yeah, I get it, man.
But yeah, no. Yes, we do have a better chance to pool if you have no idea about basketball. After 20 years at the same company with older women, everybody picks based on the mascot.
There you go. That's how you win it.
A wolf will beat a blue jay. Cardinal has no chance against a wildcat. That's all they know, and they win all the time.
And this is accurate. All right. So what's
going to the end?
What did she say?
What'd you say?
I said I never have UK going to the end.
She never would have UK going to the end.
Never have UK going to the end. Okay.
Did you end the poll?
Did I end it? No.
Because I can't even vote on it.
You can't vote on it?
It's not letting me do anything. I mean, I would have been one vote on it, and Brad would have been another one, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's up there. You gotta go to the very top of the chat.
Yeah, but I'm clicking it. It's not doing nothing. Brad, can you click it? I'll try reloading. Hold on.
All right. See if anybody pops in there. Oh, there we go. Now there's 3 votes right there.
Oh, okay, then it's all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So one person picked UNC, one person picked Houston, one person picked Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So that means it's all over the place this year. That's the way I look at that.
I picked Purdue. So here we go. We've got the number 1 seed, UConn, the team that I have said has been the most consistent all year.
Mm-hmm. So we have UConn, and they're playing some team called Stenson, who I've never heard of. And the spread is only 26.5.
Only
26.5 is the biggest spread in the tournament.
Brad, who is Stetson's mascot?
No idea. Stetson, it looks like a green S. I don't know. The Stetson S's. Chat, let us know who's Stetson's mascot. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick. I'm going to pick UConn on this one.
I'm going to take the same pick as you.
Okay.
I'm going with UConn.
All right. And yeah, and we're
filling. Brad said their hats.
True.
Are they the?
It is true. They are hats. I actually have a Stetson hat too.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounded like it was a hat or like a cologne. I think there is Stetson cologne.
That's funny.
All
right. So
we got
Hatters.
Northwestern.
He said they are seriously the Stetson Hatters. I love it.
Yeah, fantastic. On this one, I'm going with FAU.
All right, so FAU coming out of the ACC, playing Northwestern for the Big Ten. The line on this game is -2.5 in favor of FAU, so they're favored by 2.5.
Well, FAU made it to Sweet 16 last year.
Mm-hmm.
They got Dusty May as their coach. He could possibly be the new U of L coach.
Okay.
They lost to Temple by a couple points to not make it to play UAB in the conference tournament, and then UAB throttled Temple. But I think FAU is going to win this one, and I'm going to go with FAU.
And I actually agree with you on this one. One of the big things I look at is how many points you score, and then I also like to look at your record top 25. But I know it's only 2 things, right? Because there's a million things you can look at, and the point spread. I would say those are the top 3 things I look at, and it's more or less because it's on here, so it makes it easy for you to look at it. You just got to look at the point spread. But being 2-1, I mean, but they both have 2 wins. Now, granted, it's interesting to me because I see strength of schedule. Now, I think So the strength of schedule is interesting because Northwestern played 5 teams in the top 25, and they only played 3. So it's interesting that the strength of schedule is, I mean, not crazy far apart, but it's far enough. So I don't know. That's weird. It's interesting. I would have guessed it was the other way around. Now I think didn't 8 ACC teams make it to the tournament though?
Yeah.
So I mean that could be part of it because their records are better than the Big Ten. I think Big Ten had 6 teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's tournament time.
Yep. All right. So
really? So the school was named after the inventor of the iconic cowboy hat, who was a major donor to the university.
Oh, okay.
Still on Stetson, man. Come on, Brad. We're done with Stetson now. We're moved on. We got to get through all of these.
We got 2 out of 63 completed. All right, next game up is the number 5 seed San Diego State, and they're facing off against number 12 UAB. And if we look at the point spread for this game, San Diego State is favored by 7.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go San Diego State on this one. Again, their strength of schedule, and they were 24-10 total, but again, that strength of schedule is a huge factor, and they were 3-0 against top 25, and they're favored. So the only thing they don't hit on my little thing the way I do it is the point per game isn't higher than our opponent. But if you look at the opponent's defense, look at the defense, it's pretty good. So I'm going San Diego State on this one.
Yeah, this is where I'm going with my first upset, and I'm going with UAB.
Okay. Any reason why?
Well, they plowed through that AAC tournament, and they've been playing really, really well. And I don't know much about San Diego State. I don't think I've seen them play all year. I just see the stats.
Okay.
And I got to go for I'm going to go for that. I have a feeling on that. Being,
okay. All right, so Adam is taking UAB, and I will take San Diego State. So there's our first disagreement. All right. But this is also why I do 3 brackets. So I can mix things up too, All right, next one's up. We have Auburn is the 4 seed, and then we have Yale, which is the 13 seed. And again, if you look at the strength of schedule and everything, everything favors Auburn. Auburn is one of the better teams coming in to the tournament, I think. And they are also favored in this game by 12.5 points. So who are you going to go with on this one?
Auburn 100% of the time.
Okay.
Brad also mentioned that UAB's coach, what's up, Deanna? Andy Kennedy is very experienced in the tournament.
Okay.
So he's just adding that in. I go with Auburn in this. I was talking to Brad about it the other day. It's no secret to my friends. I'm a huge Bruce Pearl fan. He's an awesome dude who cares so much about his kids. He was even crying towards the end of that game because he was so happy for his kids. The last time Auburn won the title was in 2019.
Okay.
Bruce Pearl had a senior team he'd groomed since the beginning. It's the same scenario this year. I think Auburn might do it. So
okay.
I'm going Auburn. Now we got the BYU game. I'm going with BYU.
Okay, so we have BYU versus some team called, I don't even know what this is.
I don't know anything about this. I'm going with a team that should win statistically.
Yeah, DeQuince or whatever. But it's funny, their strength of schedule is 15th in the country. Like for a team I've never heard of them. I don't remember this team ever being in the tournament. So we have the spread on this game is -9.5. So BYU is giving 9.5. So I don't know anything about this team. If I look at my little parameters, they were 1-1 against top 25. I don't really know much about BYU either, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I don't know. Vegas has them favored for that many points for a reason. So I'm gonna go BYU. So.
Well, yeah, they're 4-5 against top 25. So that means if they're 4-5, they had to play 9 games against top 25 opponents. How's their strength of schedule 72nd?
Yeah, how
does that make sense?
I know. I don't understand it either. It is odd. Oh man, I don't know. This
right? Doesn't that? What is? I don't understand. I'm just confused about that.
It is. It is confusing because it's. I don't know how you play 9 top 25 teams and your strength of schedule is 72nd. And the other, and this team played 2 and they had the 15th. So who won the Atlanta 10 tournament? was it this team?
I don't know. I'm gonna go look.
So let's see. So here's another matchup note. So BYU is 7-5 against tournament teams. DeQuince is 3-3. I don't know. They don't have. Oh, here the last 10 games.
Brad said that DeQuince's coach is retiring after the game.
Okay. So it looks like the Quents. Well, they've won 5 in a row. They beat Dayton, they beat VCU, they beat St. Louis, George Washington, and St. Bonaventure. So so they must have won their tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm going with BYU on that one.
Yeah, I'll go BYU, but I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if that team pulls the upset. I might pick them to win bracket just for the heck of it. All right, so next we have the number 3 seed Illinois, and they are facing off against Morehead State, and the spread in this game is -11.5 Illinois. So now Illinois is an interesting team for me because I did not think they would even get to where they got to. They ended up winning the tournament. I didn't see that one coming. I actually bet on Wisconsin to win that final game, and I took the points, and I still lost because I think it was 3 or 3.5 or something. So I was kind of pissed, but I was like, okay, Illinois, we'll see. I don't know, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to go Illinois in this. Again, just these smaller schools, man. It's tough, because there's going to be upsets. You just know it, but you're just trying to, you're trying to pick what you think, and not many times we see a 14 upset of 3. So,
well, we're going to see it this time when Morehead State upsets. Upsets them because I'm Kentucky, Morehead State. Let's go. Hey, Brad, who is that who played for Morehead State? Who was that? Oh, gosh. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Brad will tell me.
Morehead State had the 264th hardest schedule this year.
Tough stuff, man. Tough stuff.
All right, so that's so we have
what was the famous player from Morehead State, Brad? Mr. Basketball. All right, so Washington State and Drake.
Washington State and Drake. So Drake is actually favored in this game by 1.5. So more or less, this is like a pick 'em. And if you look at the matchup,
I don't know. Look at this suspect strength of schedule situation again.
Strength of schedule 0-0. I don't know, man.
That's suspect, man. Shady circumstances.
I don't know what CBS is throwing out, this junk. I guess it has to do with their conference, maybe. That obviously has something to do with it. So I don't know if overall, Drake is part of what? Is that the Mountain? What is it? What is MVC?
All right, Morehead State was Kenneth Fareed.
Oh, okay.
He beat us so bad. That's when Morehead State beat us. Yeah, Brad too. Yeah.
So I don't know. The Pac-12, Drake is 9-1 in the last. Oh, they lost it. So they lost in Northern Iowa in the championship. Washington State won their tournament, and they beat a bunch of really good teams, as in Bradley, UIC, Evansville, Bradley, and Indiana State. So they really took on the competition. It stinks. I hate seeing that Drake got killed by North Iowa. And
I'm
gonna go Drake. I'm gonna go Drake in this one. I'll take the upset. Technically, even though they are favored.
You taking Drake on that one?
I'll take Drake.
I'm gonna go Washington State.
Okay.
The next one's pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah, I don't think there's. We have 95% of people taking the number 6 ranked over team or overall, and that's Iowa State. So I'm going to take Iowa State. It is interesting, though. Yes, they played 11 times, top 25, but they only went 6-5. 5. So 5 of their 7 losses were top 25.
Yeah, but who did they? Yeah, hold on. Let's see. What are they?
Oh, in the Big 12, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they had to play some really, really tough teams.
Right. And they did well. They took out Houston, Baylor, and Kansas State, and they actually beat BYU too. So they played some tournament teams. Actually, what is the stats against that? Let's see. Stats. matchup notes. So the matchup note they have here is versus common opponents. Iowa State was 3-1, and South Dakota State is 0-2. I don't know how they can have different. I don't know how they can have different numbers if it's like opponents. Whatever. We're gonna go Iowa State. I'm not gonna drag on a 2 versus 15.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And now we're moving over to now we just that was just the East. All right, so let's speed through this. I think North Carolina's going to win, no matter which team they have to play.
All right, and yes, and remember we don't. That's a playing game. Either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not even sure when that game is, but yeah, I'll go North Carolina.
And then the next one, guys, I'm a U of L fan, but I'm also been a Michigan State fan. So 100% of the time, I'm going to go with Izzo and Michigan State. So I don't even need to discuss that one.
Okay. Michigan State's favored by 1 point on this game.
Yeah. Oh, it's a pick 'em.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to go with Mississippi State on this just because Michigan State always seems to choke. And I don't know, dude. I picked Michigan State so many times, and they always lose. So I'm just going to go with that. So that way we get a different one here again. All right, we have St. Mary versus Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and
so let's take a look at this game. So yeah, I mean, let's see the strength of schedule, the points, the defense. I mean, this I have a feeling this is going to be one of the better first round matches. The point spread on this game is St. Mary -5.5.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of going against what I usually would do. I'm actually taking Grand Canyon in this game.
See, I was going to take Grand Canyon not only because they look like that would probably be a pretty good chance for an upset, but the Grand Canyon is beautiful.
That's right. It is beautiful. I went there on my honeymoon.
Yeah. See.
Yep.
And then
we're both doing Grand Canyon, and then number 4 Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, look at that stats. I mean, come on.
Strength of schedule for Bama was number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised Alabama is not double-digit favorite in this game. They're 9.5, so technically, I guess they are kind of like 10. But yeah, I mean, I'm going Alabama. That's
well, yeah, but they didn't. They would have been higher if they would have won the tournament.
Yeah, the only thing that scares you is when Bama gets past this round, 2-7 against top 27 or top 25. That's not great.
Yeah, no.
But sometimes you also got to look at what teams are hot going into the tournament. All right, what we got next? We got Clemson, number 6 Clemson versus number 11 New Mexico State. And you can see that the users it's almost a coin flip on this one.
I'm going New Mexico.
All right. New Mexico is actually favored in this game by 2.
Richard Pitino. Let's go. They just won the conference tourney. I like Rick. New Mexico, his son. They're killing it.
So the one I'm looking at here is it's not because it says they lost. Oh no, I'm sorry. Here's New Mexico. So here's the tournament right here. So they beat San Diego State, Colorado, Boise.
Yeah, they won that tournament.
Yeah. So that's. Oh, okay. Here's Clemson. Clemson lost, right? They lost their tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Wolfpack played UNC.
Yep,
and then Wolfpack won.
Yeah, but I agree with you on this one. I'm gonna go with New Mexico. Again, I'm just gonna go with the team that's a little bit hotter. All right, number 3, Baylor versus number 14 Colgate. The spread on
Scott Drew.
Yep. The spread is 13.5. Baylor's favored. So for me, this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna take Baylor. Do you have any desire to take Colgate? I mean, they might give you they can maybe give you a promotion of some Colgate toothpaste if you pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful toothpaste, but I don't think they can beat Baylor, and Scott Drew's perks of Dr. Pepper.
Again, if I go by my still stats, I mean, we have 8 versus 276, 80 by 71. I mean, it's not even going to be a game.
Not even a game.
No.
Dayton, Nevada. I don't know.
And there's another coin flip according to people picking this.
3 against ranked opponents.
Mm-hmm. Dayton was 0-1. Again, there's your strength of schedule question again. It's so weird, dude. I don't know. I don't get it. I would have to. I guess I would have to literally look at the entire schedule and see. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I don't get why that. Like, are they counting that when they played the teams they were top 25, but then they might not be top 25 anymore?
Yeah, I think that is. So like, if a team plays a top 25 team, like in the second week of the season. Let's say Nevada played whoever, and they were ranked number 13. Well, if they finish the season and they're out of the top 25, when they played them, they were still considered top 25. So I bet you that does have a lot to do with it.
That could be.
Yeah. And then, like, vice versa, where if you play a team that is ranked 40th and they have a really good season and make it to the top 25, well, when you played them, and if you, let's say you did beat them or something, or even if you didn't beat them, they make it to the rankings, but not when you played them. I don't think that would count that, because it has to be when they're actually ranked. So that's the only way it really would make sense with these stats. With all that being said, I'm taking Nevada in this game.
Yeah, I took Nevada as well.
All right, and then we're gonna finish off this side of the bracket.
I took Zona. I took Zona.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think we really have to dig too deep.
No, we don't need to, because we'll get down to it a little more when we get through the South.
Yep. All right, we're gonna head to the top of the South. We're about halfway done with the first round. First game on the docket is we have number 1 Houston versus Longwood, and the spread in this game is large. It's 24.5. It's the second biggest spread in the tournament.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Houston.
Yeah, so am I.
Texas, A&M, and Nebraska there.
It's a coin flip game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The spread in this game is -1.5 in favor of Nebraska. So who do you want for this one?
Man, this is like a coin flip.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Texas A&M on this one.
Texas A&M. All right.
I'm going to go with A&M.
Let's see here. What did A&M do? So they lost to Florida. They actually beat Kentucky. Old Miss.
Yeah, everybody. There's a lot of people who beat Kentucky this year.
Yes.
Yay.
Nebraska. Nebraska lost to Illinois. Indiana, Michigan, Rutgers. They lost to the Buckeyes. Listen, you lose to the Buckeyes, I don't know if I could pick you. Minnesota. I don't see any like high quality wins on their schedule. Like, who did Nebraska beat? Like, who in the world did they beat? They're 12-8 in the Big Ten. A&M. Let me go back to A&M. This is a tough one, honestly. I mean, they lost to a lot of good teams, though. They lost to Bama. They lost to Arkansas.
Every one of those teams is in the top 25.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those,
Yeah, this is one of those games where I take two brackets and I literally will pick. I will pick each game. I will pick each team in one of them. I'll literally flip a coin for the third bracket. So I'll do Texas A&M. All right, Wisconsin versus. I don't even know who this is. Who is this? Oh, James Madison. Wisconsin's 5.5 point favorites on this game. What are you thinking here?
All right. Now, which one are we on?
So Wisconsin had the 4th highest strength of schedule. James Madison had the 325th hardest schedule.
All right. Yeah, I'm going with Madison on this one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They definitely got the stats. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people on TV talking about that they'd be one of the ones to watch for upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, they only have 3 losses, but again, when you look at the schedule, like, I mean, who have they actually played? None of these other teams they've beat in the last 10 are even in the tournament. Well, Akron, but I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Coastal Carolina, you can't,
Coastal Carolina.
Whatever they are, the Waves or whatever.
Yeah. What did I pick? What was the or did I pick the upset?
And I know Georgia State because remember during the championship season for U of L where Kevin Ware jumped and he broke his leg?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Well, after all that got healed, he ended up I believe he went to Georgia State.
I'm gonna go. The only reason I'm going James Madison is because you got to pick those 2 12 versus 5 pick packs, and I like them in Grand Canyon. So.
Brad, he's like, he goes, James Madison is only one guy, so it's really not fair.
I'll probably end up picking Wisconsin in one of my brackets, but in this bracket, let's go James Madison. All right, we have Duke versus the University of Vermont. Duke is 11.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Blue Devils. I don't know if we even need to analyze that.
No, I'm going to go Blue Devils. All right, Texas Tech versus NC State. So this is your classic 6-11 matchup. Again, it always seems to be a coin flip in these matchups.
NC State. Don't think about Texas Tech. Just take NC State.
Why you don't?
They're on a roll, dude. They rolled through the ACC tournament and some of the best teams in the country. They beat North Carolina.
Yeah.
Number 1 seed. Might be the last number 1 seed, but a number 1 seed. They rolled over North Carolina. They're on a roll. The Wolf.
They're hot. They're hot.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
Brad's like, go Wolfpack.
Yeah. Kentucky and Oakland.
Did
I even tell you the spread in that other game? Oh, Texas Tech was actually favored in that game, 5.5.
Yeah. I figured that, but
Kentucky's favored by 13.5 versus Oakland. Any chance of an upset here? Do you think?
No. As much as I don't like Kentucky, U of L UK thing, I don't logically see anything going down with that.
Yeah.
Florida versus Boise or Colorado.
So Boise or Colorado, is that game on right now? I think that might be the first game. I'm checking right now. Let's see. Hey, the Buckeyes dropped by 3 in the NIT. There's that.
Yeah, so right now Wagner is beating Howard, and then Colorado and Virginia play later.
Okay, so that game is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. So
I don't know. I'm just
they're saying that they CBS, if you look on the screen, that they actually think that. Oh, okay, I see. So you can switch it. Okay, gotcha.
Well, that has a lot to do with. I mean, if you pick Boise or Colorado, you're either saying both of those teams could beat Florida, or Florida could beat both of those teams if you pick it.
It's true, but remember, you can always change it too. Like if you're all gung ho, like, oh, I want Boise, and they end up losing, you can always go back and switch it. But I'll be honest with you, I'm just gonna pick Florida.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah. Although one of the, I think, what was the stat? There was a stat that I heard. I think it's over the past, might be like 4 seasons or 5 seasons, maybe. One of the play-in team games have advanced in the tournament. For 4 or 5 straight years, that's happened.
Huh.
Yep. All right, we got number 2, Marquette versus Western Kentucky. I'm gonna go Marquette. I don't really have to look at much.
I like to support local Kentucky, but I also have to be legitimate about that. Marquette's going to beat Western Kentucky pretty handily.
But earlier when I told you what the spread was, you think that they'll cover.
I think the spread's a little ridiculous. I think it's going to be a closer game than that, but I think ultimately Marquette's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, the spread is 14 and a half.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 14. I think it's going to be more like a 6 or 8 point game.
Okay. All right, down to the Midwest. This is the last round of the single games or the first round games. Purdue versus the winner of who is it?
Yeah, I mean, just like I don't like Purdue, but I'm going with Purdue.
Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about that. Utah State TCU. Again, this is more of that 8-9 classic matchup. The spread in this game is
I'm curious on that.
minus 4.5 going TCU's way on this one. So TCU is giving 4.5.
They're so even.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the strength of schedule, but they're so even. That's a hard one to pick.
Yeah, TCU minus 4.5. I mean, to me, that's the tiebreakers that Vegas is favoring them. But I mean, again, this is the kind of game that I'm gonna end up. I'll have bits and pieces of both of them. I guess for this bracket, I will go TCU, but
I'm gonna go with TCU.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with I'll go with Vegas on this one, I guess. Gonzaga is number 5. McNeese.
Everybody's been saying McNeese is going to be the big, an upset there. I don't know.
Let's see the spread. The spread is minus 6.5, and Gonzaga's favored. I'm still going to go Zags on this one, and more or less because of this bracket, I already picked 2 12s to win. So I'll just go. I'll keep the Zags, and maybe they can run that Cinderella.
I don't know, dude. They beat Incarnate Word. They went to Lamar and won at Lamar. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude, they beat
Houston Chronicles. I don't even know who that is. Texas A&M -CC. Who is that? Who is that?
CC might be like community college.
Yeah, I know. Like they beat some dang good schools over here. They beat Houston, whatever CHR, probably Christian. They won 105-54, McNeese.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Gonzaga's a world beater here, but they beat Kentucky about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I'm going with Gonzaga.
Yeah,
and I'm going with Kansas.
So you don't think there's an upset here, huh?
With Kansas?
Kansas is coming in a little hurts.
Yeah, I know, but still.
All right, let's see what Vegas has to say about this. Vegas only has Kansas at -7.
-7, really?
That's it. Yeah.
Huh.
They can score 86 points a game. Kansas
their rank top versus top 25, strength of schedule, and opponent points per game. I mean, every single the only thing they don't do is score 10 less points. But they also hold them. So I don't know.
Samford. So is it like here's the thing. Like I'm going to pick Kansas in most of my brackets. I'm still going to go chalk on it, but I'm going to pick Samford in one of them. I just don't know if I want it to be this one because I feel like I do have a few upsets already, and I don't want to get crazy in one bracket,
Yeah.
Well, you said you're going Kansas?
Yeah, I'm going Kansas on this one.
-7, huh? I mean, everything you look at does say Kansas, but again, it feels like it could be an upset. But
all right, I'm going Samford then. You've convinced me. I mean, I don't know. I go with one golden bracket. Deanna thinks they're gonna win. Brad, I don't know what he's saying, but
all right, I'll go Samford on this bracket as well. I did because coming in, I had a feeling I wanted to pick them, and then I started talking myself out of it. When you look at everything I go by,
I know.
Like it is back and forth. But I mean, again, you look at the last 10 games. I mean, we've beaten ETSU, Furman, Mercer, the Citadel, Wolford.
I know some of these teams because these are like early season games for U of L, like Wolford and like University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Dude, look at this though. Kansas lost to Houston 76-46. Dude, they lost to the Bobcats. 52-72.
Yeah.
Kansas might get Kansas. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Let's say Samford loses. You only lose that 1 point because I don't think they're going to advance anyways.
No, right. Yeah, no, that's the thing.
So it's worth taking a stab. All right. We have South Carolina, and they are facing off against Oregon. And I believe that Oregon is getting a 1.5, if I remember. Yeah, so South Carolina is favored by 1.5. For me, I would take Oregon in this game all day long, and it's not really close because I just think they're the better team.
I'll go Oregon because I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Creighton and Akron. I mean, I'm just going to have to go with Creighton.
Yeah, I'm going Creighton. Creighton is one of my deeper sleeper teams, I think.
They're Big East, which is tough, right?
Yep.
Tough team. They got a lot of experience in the tournament.
Yep.
Very experienced coach. So I don't see Akron doing it really,
And Creighton is double-digit favorite as well. So Texas is taking on the winner of Virginia, and who are they playing? Colorado State. So I don't know. Virginia is always that weird team in the tournament where when they're good, they lose. But when they're average, they win. They're such a weird team.
Well, it depends on if Tony Bennett can slow them down enough.
Yep.
Score 38 points a game. I mean,
Yeah. Well, yeah, look at this. I mean, they score 63, they give up 50.
Yeah, I know. They're low scoring.
4 points.
Well,
I hate those games. Like, it's just like, because it's coming down. Let's see. Texas was 3-8 against 25. They're both 5-5 in the last 10. So they're both not very good coming in. I just feel like Colorado State
is way better than any of the teams.
You think so?
I think Colorado State is better than Virginia and better than Texas.
Yeah, I mean, this might be the game where even if Virginia wins, I think I still take them. So this is gonna be that upset game, I think, for the play-in.
Like the comparison between Colorado State and Texas. Just look.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the points though.
Yeah.
75-3 to 76-3-5.
You know what I'm gonna base this on is I'm gonna base this. This game's on tonight or tomorrow. So this starts in 20 minutes. So I'm actually gonna probably watch most of this game. Yeah. I want to see how Virginia plays because if Virginia ends up winning and they play them very well, then I might keep this pick.
Because we're allowed to submit our.
Yeah, yep, you can switch it. You can switch any of these up until noon on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So if you're, going back and forth on something.
Well, that's the only one I'd want is because I think Colorado State's going to beat Virginia, and then I think Colorado State's going to beat Texas.
Okay.
So
and then I'm just going Tennessee. They're 20 point favorites or something. So yeah. All right. So round one is completed. We've been on this live for 50 minutes, believe it or not.
Well, let's run through what we think's going down here.
Yep. So we're gonna go through and get to our Sweet 16. So we have UConn and FAU.
I'm going with UConn myself.
Same here. The next one is this is where it gets tough because you have a 5 and a 4. So you have Auburn and San Diego State.
See, I have Auburn versus UAB.
Yep.
But to me, it doesn't matter because Auburn's winning no matter what. Because
yeah, and I think I'm going to go Auburn here as well. So we have the same Sweet 16 there, and then I have BYU versus Illinois, and I think yours is yours the same.
No, I have Duke. I think Brad said that it's pronounced doo-doo or
doo-doo.
Is it? It was like Duke-Kents or Duke-Coints. I have Duke-Coints versus Morehead State.
Oh, so you have both upsets there.
Yeah.
All right. So who are you putting in there then?
I'm putting Duke-Coints.
Wow. Love it.
Well, Brad was adding in there about how this is the last time the coach is retiring after this year and all that. So I mean, you got to admit some emotion has to do with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Duquesne is how you say it.
Duquesne.
Duquesne.
All right. I have the opposite. I have BYU and Illinois, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Illinois up to the Sweet 16.
Heck yeah.
And then next I have Drake versus Iowa State, with Iowa State winning that game.
I have Washington State versus Iowa State, and I got Iowa State winning.
Okay. All right.
And then,
do you want to just finish off that bracket, or do you want?
Yeah, let's finish off that bracket.
Okay, so we can go back up to the top.
And
so we have we both have UConn versus Auburn. It should be a really good game. If this happens, I think it's gonna be a really good game. I'm sticking with UConn though, so I'm gonna bring UConn to the Elite Eight.
This is where I sway and I go with Auburn.
Okay, so Auburn, you have Auburn in
I'm gonna add Auburn on that one.
All right, and then I'm taking number 2 Iowa State to face off against UConn.
All right, and I'm taking Duquesne.
Wow,
Iowa State. We're going there. We're going there.
So your Elite Eight. So your 2 teams in Elite Eight battling for the Final Four are Duquesne and who? Iowa State. Auburn versus.
Duquesne.
Okay. And then I'm taking UConn to the Final Four. So who's your Final Four team there? Is it?
Out of those 2, it's going to be Auburn.
Auburn. Okay, so,
Auburn,
so that's number 4 seed, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. A lot different. It's funny how we started off and we were kind of like going along together. And, oh man, boy, it changed quickly. All right, we are next up with North Carolina. Well, we're different here. I have North Carolina versus Mississippi State.
Wait. Anna thinks it's Duquesne. Okay. I don't know. This will be a thing. All right. So where are we at now? North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina, and you have Michigan State. I have Mississippi State. I don't think it matters what state we have. I'm picking UNC.
It's so hard for me, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm going Michigan State because I can't do it. I don't UNC, dude. I don't do it. But I have Alabama versus Grand Canyon.
So do I. And as much as I would love to see the Cinderella continue, I know there's going to be one double-digit seed in that Sweet 16. There always is. I don't think it'll be Grand Canyon. So I'm taking Alabama.
No, because it's going to end up probably being like New Mexico or something.
Yeah. All right. So you're taking Alabama then?
Yeah, I'm taking Alabama. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We have New Mexico State and Baylor.
Yeah.
So who do you like here then?
I'm going to take New Mexico State.
New Mexico. So that's going to be a double digit, huh?
Yeah, they're a matchup.
Dude, Baylor does seem to struggle. This one's tough. Yeah, this one.
All right, I'm going back over here.
Making a change.
I'm changing to North Carolina versus Alabama.
Okay.
It's honestly, I got to pick logic over my heart, and Michigan State is just not that great this year. So, Deanna, I am going to flip, not only because of you, because it's logic. It's just logic. I could pick a few upsets, man, but it just can't happen.
Yeah. I'm torn on this game. I wish I knew more about Baylor. It's interesting. So who do you know? No, so they beat San Diego, and then Baylor. Who's Baylor? Who Baylor plays in the Big 12, correct?
Yeah.
So who have they played the last couple? Because they're 6-4. They're both 6-4. So they lost to Iowa State. They lost to Texas Tech. They lost to Texas, Kansas. You know what, dude? I'm going to New Mexico State too. Screw it.
So
all right, Nevada and Arizona.
I've got to go with Zona.
Yeah, I agree. Even though every time I pick Arizona to go far, they lose. But
yeah, I know. And then if I had to go with North Carolina, I got to go with North Carolina
over Bama. Mm-hmm. And then who do you got? And we both have the same. We basically have the same Elite Eight.
I mean, I'd love to see New Mexico win, but I've got to go with Arizona.
Okay. All right. So headed to the Final Four for you then is either North Carolina or Arizona.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that it's going to be North Carolina. What's up, Johnny?
So when I first saw the bracket, I kept thinking that Arizona could probably get there. I mean, Arizona's pretty good this year, but so is North Carolina. That's the problem. This is. I'm gonna be back and forth on this on a lot of my brackets. I have a feeling on both these teams are going there.
I mean, no, it's hard. It's hard because they're very evenly matched, and I haven't watched a lot of the games this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, UNC. Look at the teams they beat.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not. I mean, they've only played.
Notre Dame's been good this year. Duke, Florida State. Those are early in the season games.
They split with NC State. Virginia, they beat. Virginia Tech, Syracuse, they lost.
NC State.
Who did they play?
Was whooping it.
I mean,
they got crushed by Oregon, Arizona. They split with USC. They split with USC. They split with Oregon.
They beat UCLA, but they're nobody this year.
Yeah.
They throttled Oregon the second time, though.
NC State was on fire in the tournament, though.
Well, this is North Carolina, not
No,
NC
but I
State,
know.
right?
I just saw them in one of them. So.
I don't know. I'm going to go with North Carolina. I'm just never going to count them out.
Yeah.
Roy Williams is really still their coach.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to do the 2 number 1 thing, but like, you just got. I mean,
Is that what you're going to end up with? Because I got number 4 Auburn versus number 1 North Carolina.
Okay, I have UConn versus North Carolina on that side.
And this is already after we talked about it different than the one I got at work. I got to go look at that one again.
Yeah.
This is Auburn is there. All right, so let's go over to the South region.
So I have Houston versus Texas A&M.
Is there really a question that Houston's going to win that?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win.
And then I got Duke. I'm going to pick Duke over James Madison.
I agree. I have the same thing, so I will do the same.
And then I'm going to pick Kentucky over NC State. I know it's so. I want to pick NC State.
Yeah.
Let me see their comparison.
To NC State. So NC State last 3 games, they've beat North Carolina, Virginia, and Duke.
Yeah.
But they also lost to Duke by 15.
But you got to remember that's the first half of the season, though, man.
Yeah.
They plowed through the tournament and they beat everybody they lost to. So I mean, they lost to Duke, they lost to North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Then they came back and they beat North Carolina, they beat Duke, they beat Virginia. So look who's in the tournament. I mean, North Carolina, Virginia, Duke, they're in the tournament. So
yeah, I'll probably do NC State in one bracket a little further, but I'll take Kentucky in this one.
Oh yeah, I'm in between, even though I don't like Kentucky, right? Yeah. I mean,
they're a power team and they're always in there. So
yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna stick with my NC State there. I'm gonna go with Marquette, obviously.
I'm doing the same. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, brother?
Florida has to win that.
All right, down to the Midwest. So I have Purdue and TCU. Is that what you have?
For which one?
For the Midwest, it's the first match.
Oh, are we down there? We're not doing the Final Four up top.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I forgot. All right, so who do you have between Houston and Duke?
I got Duke.
You have Duke.
Yeah, no, Duke, no question to me.
I don't know. It's hard, I
know it's all.
I mean, Houston had that one bad loss. It's like one bad loss, and now everyone's like, oh, they're not even that good, and when they've been so good, and they did beat Iowa State earlier by 8. They beat Kansas. They crushed Kansas. They beat TCU. They beat Texas Tech. They beat a lot of teams that are in this tournament. They beat Texas. again, I hate to have like 3 number ones up here, but like I feel like I'm just gonna take Houston in this one.
Mm.
Yeah, and then we have Kentucky and Marquette. This might be one of the best.
I had NC State versus Marquette.
Oh, and you have NC
And I'm going to take NC State.
State over Marquette. So
Yeah,
you're number 11 going to the.
I'm going to have an ACC matchup.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have Duke versus NC State, and I have Duke winning.
All right. What do I want to do with this game? So Marquette. Now Marquette, isn't this the team that has like 3 people averaging like 16 or 17 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marquette's a solid team, dude. I mean, it's going to be a toss-up no matter who, but you look at the statistics, and then you got to realize it's the tournament, man.
Yep.
I mean, yes, a lot of it will come down to what the numbers are, but NC State is playing like a team that would have been in the top 10 if they played this way all year.
All year, right.
So you can't count them out. I mean, they won the ACC tournament, and that's a tough tournament no matter what. And I know Ohio State's what, Big Ten?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you're a Big Ten guy, but, ACC tournament's a tough tournament, man. And I know that, yeah, and Shaka has some tournament experience.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Kentucky.
Heck yeah.
Then I have Houston versus Kentucky. So who did you take for the Final Four? So you have
I have Duke. I have so far in the bracket, I have Duke.
So you have Duke winning that bracket.
Yes, I have Duke winning that bracket.
All right. I'm gonna probably have Houston in one of my Final Fours, but I don't think it's gonna be this. I think I'm just gonna roll with Kentucky since I'm doing it anyways. Because in my other bracket, I'll probably take Marquette and I'll have Houston beat Marquette. So that's what I was thinking about how I'm going to do other brackets as well, so I don't have the same stuff. So in this one, I'm going to do Kentucky in the Final Four. All right, we're going to the bottom. So I Purdue and TCU.
I'm taking TCU.
You're taking TCU.
I took Purdue out of the first round only because I don't think there's a possibility, even with how they always blow it, that they could possibly lose to one of those two teams.
I agree.
But
you're right, though. This is the kind of game that they would lose.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too because everything favors Purdue.
Everything favors Purdue. But I have if I was a fan of theirs, it's just like being on eggshells at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's even though they have the biggest guy in all of college basketball, and technically they should be the best, it's they are. Don't get me wrong. But whenever it matters, they lose.
Yeah.
Every time, it's just like Kansas, right? Everybody hypes Kansas up. Best team ever. And then it's first round, they lose by 30 points to a number 16 or something, And then we got Gonzaga and Samford.
I'm doing Samford.
I'm going to stick with you on that because I don't have a horse in the race, but I think that Samford has as good a shot as any.
Yeah. Yeah, I got them as my one of my 2 big sleepers here. All right, so I think we have both of the same game. Is it Creighton and Oregon, right?
Yeah. And you're probably going to go Oregon on that, or are you going Creighton?
No, I'm going to go Creighton on this one.
Are you? Yeah, I'll go Creighton. That's what I didn't know what you were going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. I just know Creighton's good.
Yeah.
Now, this Tennessee game, for me, is going to be tough.
Again, I can see losing this game.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who they end up playing.
Yeah, that's why it's always hard until you know.
Yeah, for now, I'm going to go ahead and just go with Tennessee.
I agree,
but I'm that's subject to change at some point.
Yeah,
because I'll probably take Creighton over Tennessee.
Okay,
and I'd probably take Creighton over anybody who would end up winning out of that region anyway.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So, as much as I would love to take Samford here, I mean, if I have Purdue going this far, and then they have that. How tall is that center? Is he 7 something? like 7-3. This dude's a monster. And you know, Samford being a smaller school, I just don't know how they could possibly, you know.
So you're gonna end up with like 4 number 1 seeds.
Well, I'm gonna have to do.
Is that how you're doing it?
I'm gonna have. I have all number 4s in this bracket. I do, and I have all number 4 seeds in the Elite Eight. But I am gonna have Creighton beat Tennessee and Creighton go to my Final Four. So I'm gonna end up having 2 1s, a 2, and a 3 in my Final Four. So finish off the bracket, and we'll kind of.
I did.
Okay, so who do you have in your
final? I've got a Final Four now.
So who's your Final Four?
My Final Four coming in, we got Auburn versus North Carolina.
Okay.
And we have Duke versus Creighton.
All right, so you have 2 4s, a 1, and a 3, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. I have 2 1s, a 3, and a 2. Okay, so it's definitely different. All right, so let's head over back to the left side here. So I have UConn and North Carolina. It could be one heck of a matchup, I'll tell you that. It's too bad that can't be the championship, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take UConn to beat UNC, and then on the other, well, then go ahead and take your side. So you have Auburn versus North Carolina. So who do you got in the championship?
Oh my! In the championship, I have Auburn.
Auburn in the championship. All right.
It very well could be Deanna.
Yeah, UNC and Duke. Yeah. Well, you can pick that every year, and you could hit it like went up every 4 times. Kentucky and Creighton. Wow. It's funny, when we started this, I was not expecting to have this decision.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Creighton and Kentucky. Wow. It's hard because as much as I want to pick Creighton, again, if you just go with the odds,
you can't do it, man. You can't do it. You can't pick UK. They have no D. You can't pick UK.
I know, and I don't even know why I have
you on live with me and pick UK to win. Why don't you go to the Final Four without arguing? You can't go to the title game.
I can't believe I can't believe that the way this worked out. Because
it does once you get down to it. But I mean, no, I don't have. I didn't. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Just like I can't do Purdue. I just can't do Purdue.
I know. Now I wish I had Houston down here, but I was trying to mix it up a little bit. I know they have no D. I mean, Kentucky can lose in the second round. Like you have NC State.
It's possible.
Sure it is.
I don't know. I mean, I've got my championship game picked. I've got my points, tiebreaker points. And I'm fairly confident in it. The only thing I might need to change is that whole Tennessee region down there. Because, you don't know who's winning that game tonight.
Yeah.
Brad said, don't make him lose respect for you.
I mean, I could always change this, but I'll take a gamble and I'll take.
Well, remember though that UConn, we were talking about the Pomeroy top 40. So based on that, UConn and Creighton both have a chance to win this year.
Are both in there, but Kentucky's in there too, right?
No.
Oh, Kentucky's not in there.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Creighton is one of the 9 and UK isn't. So for your championship game, you have
I have UConn versus Creighton.
I have Auburn versus Creighton.
Wow.
And what's your tiebreaker?
So the tiebreaker is going to just be points. So I don't know. Yeah, they have the little thing here. Actually, they don't have it on here. So let's see. Creighton is 13-6, and Connecticut is 20-1 against Common. They split their season. Oh, they actually don't have anything. So I don't know. I would say so. If we go to the stats, We got what 80, 80, 60, 60. So I would say 147 would be my tiebreaker.
Those you're going with. I went. It's funny you say I went with 157.
Okay.
So that's kind of in between, like what they allow, what they average, kind of
Yeah.
happiness. So the
So
one.
who do you have winning then? Alabama or Creighton?
Auburn or Creighton?
Yeah. Or Auburn. Sorry, Auburn or Creighton.
I have Auburn.
Auburn winning it. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I just
And if
locked
you
in.
match up Auburn and Creighton, they're a pretty solid matchup.
Yeah. How do I get out of this? They want me to enter this to win money. I really don't want to do it, but whatever. I don't want. Okay, play for prizes. That's fine. I'm gonna win a new car apparently. All right.
Done.
So, what the heck? Let me go back. Here we go. All right. So we have there it is. So my championship game is UConn versus Creighton with UConn winning it all. And you have Auburn versus Creighton with Auburn winning it all. Dude, it'd be very interesting if Creighton, let's say Creighton is in this game, and we have UConn and Auburn. See that'll be a big game then for between me and you at least with that Sweet 16 game, because whoever wins that will be looking pretty darn good depending upon what Creighton can make.
And I'm more like going with Auburn over UConn is more of my heart decision than statistics.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that UConn could repeat.
So do I. I mean, they've been the best team and most consistent all year. So
that
doesn't mean you have one bad game and you're out of the tournament. That's why this is so awesome. That's why I love doing it.
I love it too, but it's just if there's a team that if somebody was like, you can bet on here's money to bet on one team to win the title, and all you can do is bet with this money on one team, I would put my money on UConn probably, honestly.
I agree.
Because that would probably be the best odds. I think that they have the best chance. But
it's funny. Last weekend, I was looking at the futures of the NCAA tournament. So here, I'll look up and see what it is now. So last week it was Houston was plus 500 and UConn was plus 550. So Houston was the favorite to win the tournament. So if we look at it now, let's see. NCAA.
See, Brad goes by that Pomeroy.
Mm-hmm.
For that, you got to be top 40 on offense and top 25 on defense. Okay. And in the tournament, there's only 9 teams that hold that.
Okay.
So,
all right, so here, this is interesting. Listen to this. All right, so this is the current rate waiters. So UConn is now the favorite at plus 370. So if you bet $10, you win what? $37 back, right? Yeah. Is that the way it works? Okay. Houston is now at plus 550. So they actually so they swapped. Purdue plus 600. Arizona at plus 1,300. North Carolina plus 1,300. Tennessee is the 6th biggest favorite. Auburn plus 1,800. Nice. Dude, you might want to throw $20 on that. I mean, 1,800.
Yeah, I got my.
I might throw $20 on there.
Sports betting is legal in Kentucky now, so I got my Bet 360 app.
Bet 365. That's the one I use the most. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave me that deal at the beginning where I got like.
Oh, do you have a free bet still?
Oh yeah,
dude. If you have like what they give like $50 free bets, right? Isn't it like?
Oh, it was 300.
So it's 100.
Well, they gave me if I deposited $20 when they first made it legal in Kentucky,
right?
They gave me $300.
So how is that broken into $25 bets, $50 bets, $100?
Whatever I want to do, it's just in my account, but I have to lose it and win it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I bet $100 and I win $100, then I get to keep that $100.
You get to keep them, yeah. So you're trying to get your money, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I only have 108 of that left because I actually won some bets on the Super Bowl.
There you go. Okay.
So I got to cash out like $200 or something.
Yep.
But yeah,
you could throw some on Connecticut and then just throw some on Auburn.
Oh, I'm going to definitely be doing a few bets.
After Auburn, just to finish this off, we have Iowa State at plus 2,000. Creighton is is number 9, and then Kentucky's number 10. So Creighton is plus 2,500, and Kentucky's plus 2,500. And then actually you can throw Marquette in there as well. Duke is plus 3,000. So what were the 9 teams? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Yeah, I got them right here. Hold on.
I want to curious to see how they relate to.
No, I got them right here. Hold on. So that's going to be, you got Auburn.
Okay, they're in.
And then you have Houston.
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
UConn. Marquette.
Yes. So Marquette would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Marquette is 11th from according to Vegas. Well, technically they're tied for 9th, but they're behind Creighton in the order, so I don't know. So and say no on that one. So who else?
You got Tennessee, North Carolina, and Arizona.
Yes, yes, and yes.
You see?
So the top 9 in Vegas's order are the 9 you just said.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's Kentucky, Marquette, and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what? Oh, you didn't say Purdue.
No, Purdue's in here.
You did say Purdue.
Yeah, I'll list them out all. It's Auburn, Houston, Creighton, UConn, Marquette, Purdue, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Arizona.
North Carolina and Arizona. Okay, yeah.
And then Brad's adding, sports betting was just made legal in Kentucky very recently. This is the first tournament you can actually bet on. So the Vegas odds have to do with us being able to use Vegas apps to bet too. So there's a lot of basketball fans in Kentucky as well. Plus all the other states that have opened up sports betting in the last year. Because we weren't allowed to do sports betting. It was DraftKings I used, but you could win money, but it was more like fantasy football.
Okay.
I liked it better that way. I'm pissed it changed where you could pick your lineups.
Yeah.
For the games, like based on the 2 teams, and then you'd win money out of a pool. I had fun doing that, and then they took it away because now it's legal here. So I have to deal with all these odds and like who's going to fumble the first 30 seconds of a game. That's how I won all my money on the Super Bowl. I bet on like who would have so many yards and who would like fumble the ball.
So if you did a 2-team parlay, so if you did your Auburn and your Creighton to make the championship, plus 8,300 if you got that championship game. So if I put $20 on that, I'm winning 1,660. Like you might as well take your bracket money and just do that, dude. I mean, look how much money you get. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,680 because you get your money back. So wow, that's funny. So if I did UConn and I did Creighton, I'm sitting at plus 3,500. So that would net me $700.
So what are you doing going in and you can actually just pick the winner?
Yeah.
Are you in Bet365?
Yeah. Oh, I just got a $25 free bet too.
You gotta help me with that thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so like if you go to Bet365, hit the little basketball. I think it says March Madness or March or something. And instead of lines, you click on futures. You'll see it all. Like you can bet the Final Four, you can bet the quarterfinals, whatever.
Futures. Well, you have to understand, okay? Until like the beginning of this year, you couldn't sports bet in Kentucky. So I don't know anything.
Well, we were the same. Last year was the first year we were able to do it in Ohio.
I don't know and never bet on sports this way. Because before, remember, if you played DraftKings or any of these apps,
that's
like
different.
fantasy football.
Yeah. So Sampton. So did I pick Sampton to go into the Sweet 16? So Sweet 16 for Sampton, that would give, what is that? That's where are they at? I don't even see them listed. Well, here's your DeQuince. What is it? DeQuince? Is that the Dukes? Is that the one you bet? Is that the one you took for far?
Yeah. Duquesne.
So Duquesne, if you want to bet them for just to make this a Sweet 16, it's plus 1,100. So $10 to make 110.
Wow. Yeah, I was looking at some of them right now.
I'm trying to find that Samson one, but I don't even see them on here. I mean, Texas A&M, James Madison. Up here, Bulldogs. 7 plus
NC State.
plus 750. So wait, if I go back to my bracket really quick. So my bigger seeds that I have going to the Sweet 16, I have so I have Samford and I have, what was the other one I have? Was it NC State?
Yeah, if you NC State, you put $10, you could win 500.
Yeah. Was it NC State? Did I have them winning too? Who are they playing? Who is NC State playing that we had them winning? They weren't the 11 seed.
Yeah, they were the 11th seed, and we had them. They were playing Texas Tech, but you have I have them beating Kentucky.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so actually I would not have them in sweets. So the two double-digit seeds I had was Samford and New Mexico State. Those were my two Sweet 16 teams. So New Mexico State.
Yeah, I had New Mexico and Samford, and then I also had NC State, and Duquesne. I do not have Stetson. We have
Dude, it's so funny, dude. New Mexico State to make the round of 16 plus 225. Like, it's not outrageous.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I mean,
they have them as a 22nd best odds to make it. So if I did a New Mexico and a Samford parlay for them to both make it, if I bet $20, I'd win 532. But I would need both teams to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like crazy.
Well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go through and do some like $5 bets on some of the crazy ones that'll pay off really well if they win. So it's like low risk, high reward.
Especially if it's free. Because I mean, if it's free, I mean that's the thing. Like when you're betting that free money, because that's what I was doing when I had it. I was trying to make a little bit bigger parlays because I wanted to not win like my $5 back. I wanted to win like $30 or $40. Right. So yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
Well, I had like $321, right? And of that, like 300 was still money I had to play.
Mm-hmm.
So like I bet like $200 on different things on the Super Bowl. And out of that $200, I ended up winning back like $181.
And so you got that cash.
Yeah, right? And then I cashed that out to my bank, and then I left like the 130 I still have to play in there. Because I don't bet on much. It's just like this, so I'll bet on some of this.
Yeah, I dabble a little bit with soccer, but there's a couple of guys I follow, and if I like the matchup, then I'll play around with it. I think today I actually made a bet, and I actually picked the game to be a winner or a tie, and my team won 3-0. So you're kind of like, oh, why did I do the tie part? Because you lose a lot of odds that way. But I made $80 on that game, so I was like, sweet. I mean, the way I look at it, I just paid for my 3 brackets. So
yeah, I've won and lost and won and lost.
Oh, dude, it's all the time. I can't tell you how many times in NBA I lose by like 1 point, 1 rebound, and you're just like, I'm fuming. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I lose by 1? Like, it's crazy. It happens often, like especially when you start building like 6, 7, 8, team parlays. And again, I throw $10 in to try to win like 90, and you lose by 1. You're like, oh. But when you
I don't understand.
Over,
I haven't spent enough time to understand 100% all the different things.
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, there's so
many ways to bet.
Oh, there's a million. Yeah.
And it's not the best way like you would assume. This person wins, this person loses.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of times, I mean, you can. It's easy just to bet a game, but again, then you have the money line, you have the regular line, or I'm sorry, you have the spread line. And again, if you take the money line and you take the favorite, you're never going to win as much money. I mean, you have a better chance to win, but when if a team is minus 250, you understand what that means, right?
Right.
Yeah, you got to lay
No,
down.
no. I understand the basics of like winning and losing and all that, right? But the thing I don't understand is getting into some of the more complicated betting. Just the same with like when I first had to understand like how horse betting worked, right?
Yeah, horse betting is confusing.
Right. Like you could have a trifecta or a superfecta, and you could box it or you can not box it. And like based on that, you can go, I want 1, 2, 3, but in any order, right? Or you could this has to be 1, 2, 3, right?
Yep.
So, there's so many different variables to the sports betting too. Because before with DraftKings, I enjoyed, I'd see like, oh, look, the Redskins are playing the Eagles today. So I go in there. And I go, okay, Redskins quarterback, this guy, this wide receiver, this safety. And then based on their points.
Yeah, it's like fantasy football.
Third in the pool, and then I'd win $20. And I only bet $1, right? Yeah. And that was fun. I miss that. I wish DraftKings would let me do that again.
Well, they have that still. You got to make sure you have the right app.
Yeah,
there's 2 different apps. There's the sportsbook app for that, and then there's also the let me see.
So maybe I don't know. It's so
you can still do that because I like FanDuel's the same way. FanDuel, there's 2 apps. It's the sportsbook, and then there's the fantasy one. So you can still do
that. Never. I got this right here. Yeah,
you can still, like when football season comes around, you can still do that. Yep.
Okay, I like the fantasy.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I'm huge into fantasy football.
Well, you're into it like all season long. Maybe like next year when you do it.
Yeah, I always have spots.
I haven't done it in a long time, and I do watch football, so maybe I'll do it next year, and it'll probably be fun regardless. I know a lot more about football than basketball, and I know about basketball. College.
Yeah, last year, me and Blaze got in one with all YouTubers. It was cool. Yeah. Yeah, we actually me and Blaze did well, maybe I don't think he did it. I did a live doing the draft for that league online. Like so I did it live and I did the whole draft on a live. So
yeah, no, I'm good with that. I've got
I run a couple different leagues and definitely, dude. Like I always have people drop out and drop. I would say we have the same. Oh, the one league, we probably have the same 10 or 12 people that are in it every year. The one league, it just seems we rotate a couple owners each year. Either someone goes away to college or someone can't afford it. Or, I mean, it's not that it's that expensive. Like it's usually I have one league that's 100 and one league that's 50. But again, that's for the whole year.
Well, see, like 10, 12. I've worked at the same place for like almost 21 years now.
Okay.
Like 12 or 13 years ago, maybe 15 or 16, a kid, he was in college, but he worked there for years. Yeah. The under the table betting cards. You ever seen those? Like people have them, like you go to the sports bars and stuff and they give you them and you get to pick the winners of the games and then chip in 20 or 30 bucks to bet on the games and you get the little card.
So you get the card, you're just picking the winners of all the games.
Yeah, for the most part, you're picking the winners of all the games that they beat the spread or who was going to beat the spread, right? And then they'd have all the games from all the different conferences and you check the little boxes. And then there'd be a corresponding card you'd fill in down below so you knew who you picked. And then you'd put your name on the card, tear the bottom off, and then I'd slide it to Craig with 25 bucks.
Yeah. Yep.
Those kind of deals. And back then we used to do that and the fantasy football and the brackets. And like my boss at work does the brackets for us, but it's just like his own gifts. It's no money. It's like, well, we don't have to pay money. It's just first place gets 100, second gets 50, third gets 25.
Right.
There's only 3 of us.
Have a good night, Brad. Oh, and Brad, if you're interested in brackets, let me know, dude. Just hit me up on Instagram. I can send you the link.
Yeah, and Brad, if you want to do it, he's doing it. It's like $10. I'll send him the money for it. No worries. Brad, did you do the thumbnail? before you go watch them.
And that goes for anybody in the chat. If anyone's interested in doing March Madness, just hit me up on Instagram. I can send you the link, and I'll give you my Venmo info. It's $10 a bracket, so you guys are more than welcome to join. More the merrier, the way I look at it. Usually, I would say on my brackets, it's like between $300 and $400 for the winner. So for $10 investment, you never know. But all right,
thank you.
All right, so I don't know. Anything else, dude?
No. Just
I know you want to go eat too. So we've been on.
I already ate.
Oh, you did eat. Oh, okay.
That's
I probably was on the air. I probably didn't see you get up and leave.
No, Carrie came up to get it out of the meatloaf. We had meatloaf and potatoes. She came up to get it out of the oven and asked me if I wanted some.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
that? And I said, "Get me half of what you have."
Okay. I probably didn't even have the StreamYard on because I was probably on the website. So
yeah, no, I already ate. I was fine.
Okay.
I got to go to the bathroom at some point, but
But all right, that's cool, dude. Well, we'll get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Check out my video. I just dropped one today on the Acolyte, the teaser trailer that just came out, and I think it looks good. I know. Actually, I did see your comment come through for me. Do you think it looks good, huh?
I think it looks good, and it looks like a fun movie. And some of them don't look fun to me. Yeah. And as somebody who's not as deep into Star Wars as you are, I just like it for the fun value. It looked like a fun movie. I'm gonna I watch them all anyway, but I'm gonna watch it. Looked fun.
Yeah, it's June. I think it comes out June 4th.
Well, I watched you do your video, and you get deep on that. It's like it's like, dude, I'm not like there's things I'm into that you'd be like, oh man, I don't even comprehend that. And that's like you with that, the Star Wars stuff. Yeah. It's like you just know so much about the back and the history and all the inner, and it's awesome.
I mean, dude, I've been doing this I've been watching Star Wars basically since I was like 8 years old, for the most part. I mean, even 6 years old. I mean, I don't remember it back then, but dude, I remember like during college, like I used to be a bartender and server during college, and had a ton of people you hung out with. Dude, we would go to people's houses. I'd bring my Star Wars Trivia Pursuit. We would just play it all the time. Bunch of nerds drinking beer, playing Star Wars Trivia Pursuit. It was awesome. It was fun.
See, we were mainly we did a lot of video games.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, we just we'd all go into my basement and we'd drink beer, play video games, and smoke. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dude, we would do the N64. We would do GoldenEye and all those wrestling games. That's what we did. We did that for years.
I just got an N64.
Nice. I still got mine.
I bought an N64 to replace mine, and I bought there's 5 different wrestling games I already bought.
Yeah, so
GoldenEye and Turok.
Yeah, GoldenEye is awesome, dude. Oh, Turok, yeah. You want to know the good one is if you can find it. I don't know how expensive it is though, because I know some of those games are really expensive still. It's called Perfect Dark. It's awesome. It's it's like a 2-player GoldenEye game. It's awesome. Me and my brother used to play it all the time.
When me and Carrie first started dating, when I was first out of high school, strangely enough, I used to be assistant manager of a video game store around the corner called Funko Land. Remember Funko Lands? Do you remember Funko Lands? They were.
I've never heard of it.
They got bought out by GameStop, but when me and Carrie first started dating, this was like 96, and she'd come over and we'd all play Nintendo 64, and I had all the games. And when she got pregnant, she's 16, I'm 18, all our friends are young. She couldn't do much. So we this used to be my parents' house, and we lived in the basement while we were pregnant and in school. Mm-hmm. And all my friends would come over on the weekends, and we just chill in the living room, and we'd all play like GoldenEye and the wrestling games all night. So
slappers only.
Yeah, I told Carrie, I said, I got another N64. But all right, we better go.
Yeah, N64 is still probably one of my favorite systems.
Dude,
so it's fantastic.
Dreamcast, N64 and Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is good too, yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys, we appreciate everyone hanging out. Again, if you want to join the league, just hit me up on IG. And
Deanna. No, we're not all the time we weren't playing video games.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
All right, guys, we're out. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon. And don't forget 8:00 tomorrow over on Adam's channel, BOP.
And
We
Terry.
have AC Live. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys.